If you or someone you know is a free-to-play player on Magic Arena, you know that the arena economy can be punishing, and it can be difficult to get the Mythic with such limited resources, but it doesn't have to be. Let me show you exactly how on today's episode of Budget Beatdown. Let's get into the list. As always on Budget Beatdown, we try to keep our deck lists at 8 or less rares or mythics, and in this case, we are running 3 mythics and 5 rares. Our 3 mythics are Kodama of the Westry. Our 5 rares are 1 copy of Boseiju Who Endures and 4 copies of Quirion Beastcaller. Now, this deck list is essentially a mono green Voltron list, and I've been doing quite well with this. In fact, I am almost a mythic playing this deck. I've made it all the way through Diamond, and we're going to try to hit Mythic today with it. Let's go over the list really quickly. We have 4 Evolving Adaptives as a 1-drop that grows very quickly and is good for slapping a bunch of awesome stuff on. Things like Audacity and Blanchwood Armor can grow it very quickly, and then it also grows every time we play anything that is bigger than it, which most of our creatures are, except for 3 copies of Fang of Shigeki. Now, Fang of Shigeki is in here because one of the best fight spells that has been printed in Standard recently is from Murders of Karloff Manor. Hard-hitting question. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control, which is incredibly good. Yes, it's a sorcery, but most of the time, that's good enough. And the fact that we can sometimes just snipe anything with Fang of Shigeki and then get through with one of our larger creatures that we have pumped up with a bunch of awesome stuff is very good. We're playing 2 copies of Giant Growth is just a very explosive way to add some power and toughness, as well as 4 copies of Audacity to give one of our creatures trample, and then also the fact that whenever it dies, this goes to the graveyard, we get to draw a card so it replaces itself. 4 copies of Tyvar stand to help protect and pump our creatures. And then as far as the rest of the creatures go, we have Quirion Beastcaller as another creature that grows, and when it dies, gives us back some value by putting some of those counters on something else. Tomoko Honor Guard as a 3/1 for 2 with Ward 2, so it's incredibly difficult to kill, perfect for slapping Audacities and Blanchwood Armors on. Speaking of Blanchwood Armor, I bet you forgot about this card. 3 mana for an enchantment. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each forest you control. Well, guess what? We're a budget deck. We're learning a whole lot of forests, so this works out quite well. And then 4 Jewel Thieves as a Vigilant Trample threat. Also great for putting things like Blanchwood Armor and Giant Growth and Tyvar stands on because it's able to trample through. And then just in case your creature doesn't have trample, Kodama of the Westry is our only mythic in the list. The fact that it is a 3/3 with reach is quite useful against things like Mono Red and Bat and other things that fly in the air and that are annoying. But it also happens to give our modified creatures trample. And in case you've forgotten what modified means, it means something with a counter on it that is equipped or is enchanted by an aura. So we have things like Audacity that count as modifying. Evolving Adaptive gets oil counters. Quirion Beastcaller gets +1/+1 counters. Blanchwood Armor is another aura that pumps things up. So basically, this will let us ramp into some more forests, which can pump up our Blanchwood Armors. It can also thin the deck out to make sure that we're drawing more action, and it can make sure that our Tyvar stands can pump our creatures for a lot and push through those last crucial bits of damage. We've also got a couple demolition fields in the list just to deal with problematic lands that we may come across. And then Boseiju is in the land base as well, because being able to deal with opposing enchantments, artifacts, things like that for cheap is very good. Other than that, the deck list is very simple. It's very effective. I've done fantastic with it. Definitely stick around till the end to check out the stats, and let's get into some games. All right, the wait is over. Let's see who is up. Sign Prima. Well, if I pronounce that wrong, I'm sorry, but hello. We get to go first. We got Adaptive, Evolving Adaptive, Audacity, Blanchwood Armor, Kodama. This looks pretty good. Just need a land and maybe a 2-drop would be fantastic. Let's see what our opponent is playing. Broker's Hideout. Could be anything. Could even be a boat. A forest. Well, there's the land we need, so let's slap an Audacity on the Adaptive. Get in there for 3. Island for the opponent. Pelagie Archaeologist. Memory Deluge. Mountains. Interesting. Some kind of teamer schemer nonsense. I'm gonna play Kodama here because it does grow the adaptive, lets us get over the Spaghetti Archaeologist if they decide not to block. That's great. We will go get another forest. I could have slapped a Blanchwood armor on and gotten a little more damage, but this is better if they happen to remove our evolving adaptive, and now it forces them to kind of make a choice. Very curious what this deck is, though. Nissa. So is it like a teamer version or 4-color version of the land list? Well, I'm gonna slap a Blanchwood armor on Kodama here. And we'll go ahead and get in. If he wants to block with the Nissa, we will gladly take the card draw. Does not block. So we'll go get 2 more lands, which will grow our Kodama even more. And we'll go ahead and play a Fang of Shigeki because now we have 3 threats and we have 2 fantastic auras to put on the Fang if they happen to deal with our other threats. Beautiful part about Fang of Shigeki too is if we give it trample, that means that they literally cannot block hardly any of his damage because he only has to assign 1 damage to each creature blocking to kill it, so everything tramples through. Opponent makes a green, gains a life, fetches, I'm assuming a mountain since they don't have one yet. Yep. Second landfall trigger goes and they get an Aftermath Analyst, they make a blue. Leer Disciple, that is definitely not going to be enough. That's all they've got. Yep, alright. Well, we're just gonna slap a Blanchwood armor on this Fang. And there we go. Look at all that. Just 22 damage on like turn 4. Calm. No dot. Just calm. We get to go first. Fang of Shigeki on turn 1. See what our opponent's playing. Something that is blue and black. Hard-hitting Question is a good draw. You can just punch whatever they play with our Death Toucher. Dark Slick Shores for the opponent. Deep Cavern Bat. That is annoying. We can take our hard-hitting Question. This is a difficult choice though, because I can just play Kodama and attack. They take the Question. Yep. Let's play Beast Caller, since we can protect it with Tyvar Stand. And then that way when we play Kodama next turn, the Beast Caller will count as a modified creature and have trample and get us a forest. Murex for the opponent. Creature of the Schism. Tyvar Stand is good. So what we want here is to destroy. We want it on another land. There we go. Play the Blanchwood armor here. Get in. They know we have Tyvar Stand. They're gonna make us use it. Oh, never mind. Cool, we get to save the Tyvar Stand for removal instead. Gix. Alright. That is annoying. They get to draw a couple cards. Tap land. Alright, well, we got more Tyvar stands, so Kadama. Grow the Beast Caller. Go attacking. If they want to block with Gix, we'll just put the counter on Kadama. I'm not going to worry about saving it. And this is quickly going to get out of hand because with all these Tyvar stands, eventually we're just going to be able to pump something into oblivion. Everything has trample now. They soak up 2 damage with the vampire. Go down to 9. We get 2 forests out of the deck, making our Blanchwood armor even better. Deep Cavern Bat. Yep. They get to steal one of our Tyvar stands, but we have another one, thankfully, as a backup. I swear if they have another bat, I'll lose my mind. Let's see if they forget Kodama has reach. They do. Oops. People so often forget about reach creatures. Yeah, they just scoop. Ready. Rachel Riot 801. Alright. Rachel, we get to go first. We got adaptive, audacities, protection. Looking good. Razor Verge ticket for the opponent, and a generous visitor. Audacity, let's go ahead and get in there. Opponent does not block. I didn't really think they would. See if they try to ossify our adaptive. Tommy of Transients. And they get in for 1. My turn. Jewel Thief. Grow the adaptive. Hard hitting question. Hit the combi. Get in for 4. This does open us up to losing our adaptive to an ossification. We could have held up Tyvar stand, but keeping them from going too crazy is important. And we at least get to draw a card if they hit our adaptive. They commune with the spirits. What do they find? A plains. A plains. Which probably means that we're seeing an ossification here. Yeah, they're touching their lands. Alright. The question is, do they hit the adaptive or the Jewel Thief? Yeah, they hit the adaptive, so we get to draw. More Tyvar stands. Forest. Well, I'm not going to complain about Tyvar stands. Put the opponent down to 10. Generous Visitor does not have Vigilance or Lifelink, at least not yet, so... Got Tyvar stand to protect our Jewel Thieves, and then another one to pump them up enough to kill the opponent, hopefully. Audacity for the opponent. We are cool with that. Go attacking, good sir. You do all the attacking you like. They do have an ossification. Alright. Is this targeting something yet? No, it targets when it enters, right? Yeah, so now it targets. And we will protect. If the opponent's smart, they won't attack. This attack makes no sense. We're at 19, yeah. Okay, there they go. Okay, they're just gonna scoop it up. Alright. Jin, or Geen. However it's pronounced. Good day. We get to go first. I like this hand. Let's play adaptive first. I usually play adaptive first unless I have hard-hitting question, in which case Fang Shigeki is a better first turn play. Boros Convoke. Well, let's play Fang Shigeki. Let's get in for one, see if they want to block. They do. I'm just gonna go ahead and let it go. Just since I'm wasting the 3 damage. And keeping them on a slower turn, though, is important. Lunarch Veteran. Let's play Jewel Thief. Opponent's not going to block with that. They want to gain lots of life from their Gleeful Demolition. Oh, they are discarding. They must be land short. They find a mountain. This is a surprising turn of events there. Well, I'm going to play a Blanchwood Armor on this Jewel Thief. Does the opponent have a Helix? Doesn't really matter if they do. If they have to get lost. Excuse me. Get in for 7. Resolute Reinforcements. Doesn't really do a whole lot for them. Puts them back up to 20. Down to 13. Let's go ahead and play this Beast Caller. I'm not planning on giant growthing anything on their turn, so. Sundown Pass for the opponent. Voldaren Epicure. Ping and gain and ping and gain and ping and gain. What you got, opponent? Knight Errant of Eos. Gains life. Gets a Neem-Pakal and Yoishin Frontliner. Gains some more life. However, stands pretty good. We'll get in. Giant Growth the Beast Caller. Not going to protect the Fang, that's fine. Pass turn. Lunarch Veteran. Well, it is annoying. It's a lot of life gain. But if all they do is play a Neem-Pakal, then we're not in terrible shape. Opponent plays Immodane's Recruiter instead. They gain 2 life, go up to 12. Is that lethal for us? It's not. If they attack with everything, then I think they die. They leave one thing back. Nope. They leave two things back. We'll block the Eliminated Recruiter, take 6, go to 12. Audacity. That should be it. Have our stand 4-2. Puts them down to 1. No more life gain. I don't really see a way out of this for them. War Leader's Call is definitely not it. Ocean Frontliner pings us for 1. We will block that. Take 6, go to 5, and that'll be it. GG, Boros. And a giant growth to go with it. Got there. Here we go. Shin Statue. Alright, Shin Statue. We get to go first. This is looking reasonable. Got a good 1, 2, 3 here. Local Honor Guard. Grow the Adaptive. It's Boros. Plains for the opponent. And a Regal Bunnycorn. Well, we'll go ahead and play Kodama the West Tree. Get in for 6. If the opponent wants to block with their Bunnycorn, we are fine with that. Let's go get a Forest. Send the deck out. See if the opponent has a way to make this Bunny Corner problem. War Leader's Call does not make Bunny Corner problem. Especially not on the Tyvar stand. So we're going to play Jewel Thief. Get in for 9. Go get another Forest. Pass the turn and crush our Boros opponent. Resolute Reinforcements. Definitely makes their Bunnycorn bigger. Pings us for 2, but at this point we can just Tyvar stand whatever creature they can't block, unless they play more stuff. Song of Toten's for 1. Pings us again. And we'll just get in there. Yep, we'll just Tyvar stand. We are entering a match with Dormant. Alright, Dormant, we get to go first. We got Evolving Adaptive and Fang and Audacity. All kinds of goodies. Is our opponent keeping? They take a mulligan. Alright, Adaptive. Obscura Storefront for the opponent. Island. We will play Tomoko Honor Guard. We would definitely like to draw land. Land would be amazing. So we can play these Jewel Thieves. Swamp for the opponent. And pass. So that's a land. Go ahead and play Jewel Thief. See if it gets countered. Does not get a treasure. The adaptive grows. We'll save the audacity for right now. Tainted Indulgence. Draw 2 and discard. So probably some form of control. Let's see what their third land is. Island. Charter Course. Is this like a weird version of the Reenact a Crime deck? That's what it looks like. Alright, well we gotta be real fast then. So let's play Jewel Thief. Audacity on the Honor Guard since it has Ward 2. Just really pump it up and kill him. Look at that. Turn 4. Boom. Alright. Final boss. Ken the Gathering in all caps. A fitting final boss name. They get to go first. And this is not a great hand. This is better. Put one of the Blanchwood armors back. And just hope we draw well. Who is our final boss? What are they playing? Black mana. Alright, well we found a third land. That's good. Our Evolving Adaptive did not immediately get destroyed, which is also good. Now, ideally, we would draw a Quirion Beastcaller here. We're just going to build the perfect hand. I believe in us. Opponent is deciding what land to play. Is it another swamp? Is it a plains? An island? Maybe a forest? Or even a mountain? Or it could be one of them fancy dual lands. No land. Okie dokie. Did the opponent really keep a one land hand? Or did they disappear? Well, we're just that intimidating. We get the Mythic by intimidating our opponents out of the game. But hey, listen, we did it. We made Mythic. All right, and we are back for the post-game wrap-up. And as you can see, we did happen to make it to Mythic with this pile of cards. Only 3 Mythic rares and 5 rares, the rest all commons and uncommons, so proof that you do not have to spend a lot of money in this game to make it. We had a 59% win rate, which is absolutely respectable, especially for a deck with so little rares and mythics. Played about 100 matches, went 60-42, took us about 7 hours. So give or take, if you are starting in Platinum, probably about the same amount of time. I feel Platinum is a little bit quicker, but even if it takes the same amount, about 14 hours out of a whole month, and you can get the Mythic every season. So you don't need to spend a lot of money on this game to do well. You just got to put in the time, put in the practice, put in the effort, and learn your deck, learn your matchups, learn the meta, and you will do well. I'll go over a non-budget version of the deck in just a moment, but I just wanted to kind of go over the matchups and how well we did. As you can see, we absolutely crushed Boros. We crushed Mono Black. Did very respectable against Mono Red. Just blue white control and mono white humans out of the water. Mono blue tempo just absolutely crushed them. Most of our losses were actually to like weird off meta stuff way down here, you know, like a whole bunch of random losses to, you know, Mardu stuff and other weird mono green decks and 4-color, 3-color decks. But all of our matches against the meta decks, great. Deck is absolutely fantastic. So just really quickly, let's go ahead and go over the non-budget version of the deck. It's pretty much the same. The only thing I would change is a little bit of the land base and a few cards in the main. So we are adding a couple of Gala Greeters to the deck, just as ways to gain some extra life against those mono red decks. This card also scales and grows as we play things, and can sometimes give us treasure, which can help us ramp and cast our Tyvar stance and things like that. Some bloated contaminators in the deck because it's a 4/4 for 3 with trample, which is really, really good, and it happens to proliferate every time we deal combat damage, which proliferates our adaptives, it proliferates our Quirion Beast Callers. It also technically gives them toxic, so it can proliferate that as well. And then to also put counters on things, we have Simian Simulacrum, which is just a fantastic 3-mana card that puts 2 counters on a creature that we control, which can grow and help us power up our Kadama. We are taking 1 Kadama out of the deck to make room for some of these changes, but Kadama being able to help us draw get lands out of our deck for modified creatures is super good. And Tranquil Throwback just to help us exile graveyards against those graveyard decks, gain some more life if we need it, or destroy artifacts and enchantments when we need to. Super, super good. Add a couple Mirexes to the deck as an alternate win condition to go along with the Bloated Contaminator. We can kind of sneak out those poison wins in the long games where we just run out of threats. And so not a ton of changes, but this is how I would change it if I was not working on a budget. But the budget version of the deck is absolutely good enough. So with that, I've had an absolute blast playing for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you learned something, and I'll catch you in the next one.